Hey neighbor, it's Miss Brown here. I just wanted to check in with you guys and see how you were doing this week. I hope you guys had a good week. Um, I just want to start off by saying my name is Michelle Brown. I am a licensed independent social worker in the state of Ohio. And while I am a licensed mental health professional, this platform is not meant to stand in for you developing a professional relationship with a mental health professional. This platform is simply to give encouragement and support to those who are struggling with mental wellness. So I work with people who are feeling overwhelmed and helpless in their current state. And this is what this community is about. So I hope you find this community to be empowering. I hope you find it to be supportive. And I hope you find mental wellness by joining this community. I just want to say hi to all our new neighbors. We started this group off with about 50 something members. And as of today, we have 116 members. So, welcome, neighbors. So, today I want to talk to you guys about suicide. We have had this in the forefront this past week because we've had a couple of prominent people who have committed suicide this week. We had Miss America, Chelsea Christ or Christ, I think that's her name. I'm sorry, she was Miss USA. She committed suicide, as well as the son of Regina King, Ian Alexander, who he was a musician. Uh, Both of these individuals were very young, very talented individuals, very high profile. Um, and when you speak to those, as it was reported, those of them around them really didn't have any idea that they were struggling that much to the point where they committed suicide. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that because, as I said before, this platform is for those who are struggling to feel with helplessness and feelings of being overwhelmed, because those are usually the gates to a more serious mental health condition. And we don't know why individuals get to um, the time in their lives where they feel like suicide is the answer. We can only hope to be supportive and understanding. And a lot of time when you have, I know with when I saw reports about Chelsea or Chess, I think that's her name. Um, she was reported to be very energetic, very just interactive. No one would suspect that anything was going on with her. And I know it was also reported that her mom said she was diagnosed with high functioning anxiety. So, what is high functioning anxiety? Basically, it's when you have someone that presents with anxiety symptoms, but clinically they would be considered minor because the person is managing them so well to our appearance. They might still have excessive worry, uh, insomnia, um, difficulty functioning. And unfortunately, when you are positioned as in let's say, a high power or a high driven position, these are characteristics people would just automatically assume as part of your position because you're driven to do what you want, what you're trying to accomplish. To be at her level, to be a Miss USA, she was also a news correspondent. She was in the eye, of the public constantly, and I'm sure Ian was as well. People just expect you to perform at that level, and just because you can perform at that level doesn't mean that it's healthy for you. So even those that are used to being as stressful, you don't know what they're dealing with behind closed doors. You don't know the anxiety level that they're experiencing, the depression that they're experiencing, to always be expected to be performed at a high level. It's draining. Um, I know in my field as being a social worker, a therapist, I deal with a high caseload and I'm pretty good at my job. I love my job, but I'm considered to be a very good therapist, and it's hard to always be at that level where everybody is expecting something from you all the time. You don't want to disappoint. You have anxiety about, what if I don't have time to talk to this person today? Is it going to be a detrimental result to them? You struggle with uh, living up to the requirements of your job. You're always, um, you're not necessarily always in the public eye, but to those around you, you're the fixer. You're the social. You're the one that's always willing to listen and, excuse me, give positive input or have something, good feedback to, put in. So uh, while I don't understand fully what these individuals were going through, I can see where you get so used to functioning at that high level, it becomes draining and overwhelming. And not to mention, I get some negative feedback, but the negative feedback they were probably getting on a level where people you don't even know have all these opinions about you and things to say about you. I can only imagine what that does to a person's mental health. So, in looking at suicide, I wanted to look up some things that were pertinent to us who live in Ohio to kind of bring it close to home to help you understand how many people are just affected by suicide and what it is that you can do. Um, Not even if you suspect, even if you know somebody is just in a high stress environment, what are some things that you can do to help them manage that? So, just looking at some information, I looked up on the Ohio Department of Health website. In 2019, there were 5 individuals committing suicide every day. In 2019, 5 people were committing suicide every day. I just, I was taken aback by that information because I never looked up that information um, before. The rate of suicides in youth have increased exponentially the past couple of years because of our isolation situation. In 2019, the highest age group, well, the age group that was committing suicide the most was between 25 to 44. Now that's switched to the youth. The youth is considered age 10 to 24. Just in January alone of 2021, we had uh, over 130 people that committed suicide. In February, we had about 120 people that committed suicide. And this is all in Ohio, just Ohio. Um, in March of 2021, there was 140 people that committed suicide. So it's likely that you either know someone who had thoughts of committing suicide, maybe who even actually attempted committing suicide and didn't tell you. And unfortunately, you might know someone who successfully committed suicide. So, what do we do about this? Um, this is what this platform is for, learning what to do when you become overwhelmed and helpless. The first step is always acknowledgement. So, if you notice when somebody is becoming withdrawn or their behavior doesn't seem as normal, drop them a line. If you haven't talked to them in a while, drop them a line, see how they're doing. Even with those people that are always seem on the go or always at a high level of, I can do this, I can handle this, nothing is bothering me. Sometimes just acknowledging that I see what you're doing is very stressful. I see that you're looking good every day. But when is the last time you took a break? Or when is the last time you talked to someone about the things that's bothering you? Just showing some support can go a long way. You don't have to pry if they don't want to talk about it, but send a card. Just be open to letting them vent to you sometime. Because as a person who performs at a high level all the time, we do feel like, oh, I got this. I can do this. Not only do we feel like that, that anxiety of not wanting to fail people drives us. So sometimes we do need somebody to vent to. Thank God I have a wonderful support system. I have a loving husband who lets me come home and dump everything on him. I have wonderful friends um, who sometimes we just get together and just vent. I have outlets. I do crafts. I love to sing. If you've been following me, you know I love to color. I use coloring as an outlet. So if you're one of those people that are high driven, always feeling like they need to perform, please be aware of your boundaries. Be aware when you need to take a break. It's okay not to be perfect all the time. So, one of the first things you want to start working on is being okay to fail, being okay to not meeting everybody's requirements of you, being okay with saying, I need to take some time for me. That's the first step. Being a friend to support that decision. We need to stop normalizing anxiety. As a society, we often normalize that. We push hard work over self care. We push working till we're exhausted over spending time with family and friends. And we put that on a pedestal as being a success. When you do this over repeatedly and repeatedly, and it's emotionally and physically draining to you. So you need to learn how to say stop. I need to stop. And you need to support someone in their decision of boundaries in their personal life and in their professional life. So I hope this was helpful to you. Um, Please take into consideration that we really don't know anybody else's story or what they're going through. And we need to be a support to each other. That's what we are. We're a society. We need to be social and supportive to each other. I'm going to list some numbers for you to call if you're feeling like you need some support in that area. Please don't ever feel alone. If you need someone to talk to, you know, drops me something in my comments, I will get in touch with you. We will find some supports for you. We can be a support for each other. As a matter of fact, since we have so many new members, why don't we take some time to introduce ourselves in the comments? So why don't you drop me something about your name, where you're from, and even what do you want to do? What do you want to get out of being a member of this group? And I hope to see you soon. We have a coloring session this Monday. I hope you join. It's a great self-care. We'll talk some more about managing our emotional state. And I look forward to seeing you, neighbors.